Hi, it's Brett, the herbalist, and we're out just outside of our property because it's locked down at the moment with COVID-19, but we're allowed to go for a little walk just near our property. So we've come out and we're looking for some herbal tea. And what I've got here, this is what we've found is Manuka. So this is Manuka, which is sometimes confused with Carnuka, which is another tree which is very similar to Manuka. But this is the Manuka, or the tea tree. And it was called tea tree when by Captain Cook when they came to New Zealand, and they ran out of tea and they started to brew up some tea tree. So this makes a really nice herbal tea, and what we're going to do is go inside and make some herbal tea. But this is the traditional Manuka that makes the Manuka honey and also the tea tree oil. Tea tree oil comes from this tree as well, and it's got really nice fine little leaves. So what I'm going to do is just snap off just a couple of little branches, just enough for us to make some tea. Thank you. There we go. So you can see the leaves on this. They've got little tiny little pointy leaves, and that's how you know that it's the Manuka, because the Carnuka doesn't have pointy leaves. And also the Manuka, you might be able to see it in here further, it's got a flaky bark on it. It's little flaky bark. And the Carnuka doesn't. The Carnuka's got a much bigger, heavier bark, and it's a much bigger tree. But yeah, that's one way to know. That's a beautiful example, that one. And you'll find this growing all over New Zealand. You won't have to walk far from your house. If you go into a bit of bush, you'll find some Manuka. And so you've got a supply of extremely good herbal tea. Alright, so we've got some of this tea tree that we've just brought in from outside, and I'm just going to give it a bit of a wash. What you can do with it is just run it under the tap like this, give it a wash. If you're worried about little bugs or spiders or anything like that, then you probably want to soak it for a little while, and then what happens is any little bugs will drown and they'll just float to the surface. But that should do us. So what we're going to do is just strip the leaves off. And you'll see that the leaves actually strip off really easily. If you go down from the ends, you don't get such a good result if you go the other way. But see, you don't need much to get quite a few leaves. And then we just strip those off the branches as much as you can. It doesn't matter if you get a few twigs in your teapot. But basically, there's enough there to make a good little teapot. So what I'm going to do is just put that in the teapot and steep it with some boiling water. It's got quite a nice flavour, tea tree. It's a great tonic just for general health, but it is antiviral, antibacterial, so it's just a general good immune boosting tonic for your gut. So there you go, you'll let that brew for a few minutes and see how it turns out. Okay, here we go. This tea's been brewing for 10 minutes or so, and as you can see, it's got a bit of a yellowy, greeny colour to it, which means you've brewed some nice herbal tea there. So let's have a look. The thing with making tea is you can use this as part of your detoxing program or your slimming program as well, because basically you get 0 calories. It's one way to cut back on your lattes or your Milo or your hot chocolate or something like that. A little bit of honey, or you could use a little bit of stevia just to sweeten it up a bit. So this is what I really love, is the fact that you can make herbal remedies at home. And we make the programs for you for convenience, and also for all those extra herbs that you can't get around the place. But the fantastic thing is you can make herbal remedies at home, and you can do this during your lockdown and when you're stuck at home and that sort of thing. So here we go. And this is a beautiful herbal tea, this really it is.